Yo, what's up, replay viewers? This is a quick book, not a quick book by any means, but a author who's had a huge impact on me, and has probably been, I would say, as far as a written standpoint, one of the most influential thought leaders I have followed in the last 5 years or so. So, Tom, what's good, man? All right, we're starting a little bit late tonight, so we're gonna rock it out and get some dudes in the room. Got 10 of you already. What's up, Ring? Thanks for inviting followers right off the bat, bro. You don't even know what we're talking about yet. What if I just lied about the subject? We're rocking the Sam Adams tonight. I feel like I shouldn't do that because I had like somewhat of a sore throat last night, and I'm like, I don't want to get sick, but it's cold, man, and there's only a couple times that you can drink like straight up Boston Lager down here, so I'm gonna do it. So, what up, Ring? All right, dudes. So today we're talking about Country Boy. What's up, bro? Today we're talking about worst case scenario, and this is never fun to talk about. Yeah, dude, it's cold all over Florida tonight, man. I'm hoping that it gets real cold, kills off these damn mosquitoes, because I'm about done with this stuff. And so, all right, so jumping right into it. Worst case scenario. Not popular to talk about by any means. So where we're at in our business right now, and if you guys are new to the broadcast, my name is Travis. I run a landscape supply company down here in Sarasota, Florida. That's a little south of Tampa on the East Coast. Actually, no, psych, it's on the West Coast of the East Coast of North America. So, yeah, man, it's freaking cold out tonight. So, anywho, I built and sold 4 lawn and landscape companies, and I did that to start my landscape supply company. I saw a big opportunity in the landscape supply space. I still think it's a big opportunity, but the main thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to stop selling B2C, which is business to consumer, and I want to start selling B2B, which is business to business, mainly just because I love contractors like you all, and that's hence why I do the scope as much as I do, because I love talking to my contractors. I love giving them ideas and tips that might actually help them out, man. Thanks for that heart, dude. I appreciate it, man. We're getting hearts, baby. Gonna hit 200,000 hearts soon. So, worst case scenario. And if you guys, from my replay viewers, you guys know I cited Tim Ferriss as one of my big influential guys who's actually taught me these ideas through his podcast. He's got a podcast called The Tim Ferriss Show. He's got 3 books out, 4-Hour Work Week. He's got The 4-Hour Chef, and then he's got The 4-Hour Body. I think The Chef is the last one he just wrote. So, and then his blog is like the4hourworkweek.com or whatever. But he's got like a lot of really interesting tips and a lot of really smart stuff and like hacking things, finding shortcuts, testing things, basically just working smarter, man. Country Boy, I appreciate that, bro. Inviting followers always helps us out. Hearts and followers are a big game. No one knows how to be big on Periscope, but we want to get the message out to as many people as we possibly can, so I appreciate that. Trailers are like, I don't know, Lucky. They're like 32 feet, 35 feet with dovetail. They carry a shit ton of weight. So, worst case scenario. If you ever sit back and you're like, thank you, man. I appreciate all those invite followers, guys. You guys rock. Because this is a tough subject to talk about. This is not a popular subject to talk about. This is not a subject I like talking about. And Stacy and I at dinner tonight were talking about worst case scenarios. And I was like, once we get the business stuff figured out, right now we're going through some shit a little bit in the business side. It's a slower time of the year. We're trying to raise funding. We've got a lot of opportunities, man. We've got a lot of freaking opportunities. And, I mean, they're huge, man. I mean, we've got opportunities. I mean, like, we've got opportunities to go after, like, the jugular on some massive competitors. And for us, it takes such a small amount of capital to move forward, but mainly it's inventory, you know? So, like, currently we have a $25,000, maybe $50,000, like, roadblock kind of slowing us down. We've got the team, we've got the equipment, we've got the customer list. It's just we need to expand the inventory, we need to expand the product line, we need to expand like the quality of service by hiring on some of our competitors' people who want to jump ship and want to come over and join us. And we've got, opportunities to open up new supply lots and all this crap. And it's all basically held back by funding, which will come. But when it's super slow and you're trying to get your hopes and dreams and you're trying to get things going on, you're like, man, I just don't have like the financial resources to just push these buttons and just make things happen overnight, even though it would save a tremendous amount of aggravation. And so if you think about the worst case scenario and that's all you're thinking about, That's fear, and it will be paralyzing. You'll find it to be paralyzing. What's up, Deez? You want to say hi to Periscope peeps? You want to say hi? What's up, Deez? You want to say hi, bro? Look at that, bro. What's up? We're talking about fear. You don't fear. So, fear is one of the most paralyzing things out there. It might be the only thing to paralyze. And I was listening to a Jamie Foxx interview with Tim Ferriss, the guy that wrote the 4-Hour Chef. You guys check it out right here. He was listening to it. It was up for Podcast of the Year last year. And Jamie Foxx is like, yo, what's on the other side of fear? What's on the other side of fear, brother? And when you think about it, he's like, there's nothing. There's nothing on the other side of fear. There ain't nothing there, bro. It's just in your head. And so you think about it, what's the worst case? So Tim Ferriss breaks it down like this. Worst case scenario, absolute worst case scenario. You could bankrupt your business. You could lose your health. You could get sick. You could, a million different things that could possibly happen. And some things that might very well happen, right? You make the wrong moves, you make the wrong risks, some of those things can very well happen. Next thing is, well, what then? Which backup? What are you going to do then, right? And it's not that you don't have any opportunities if you cash your business out, or you make some bad errors, or you lose some massive accounts, or you don't get that big bid. But you just sit back and think about, like, well, what then? What happens then if I don't get this big, massive bid, or I don't get this crew working, or whatever. And then you go into action. And action is the one thing that kicks the shit out of fear. And action is, well, how would I return to my original spot? And most likely, once you start going through this exercise, you're like, oh, if I get back to where, if I lost everything and I had to totally restart from zip, I could freaking do it in half the time. If that. And this is how I would do it differently this time. So those are two little like, I don't know, trips, really three. So worst case scenario, list it out so that way you can at least acknowledge your fear. So it's not just in the back of your head. A lot of people are like, oh, you entrepreneurs, you guys are all manic depressant. You guys are up and down and this and that. And I'm like, maybe I am. Maybe I get a little bipolar. But I think my business is bipolar, man. Because my business is like, woo, and then it's like, woo, and then it's like super exciting. And then it's like, oh, shit. And then it's like, but we're constantly growing. Action is the thing that kicks the shit out of fear, man. And that's what it is, dude. Like, action kicks the shit out of fear. So some actionables that you can do when you're kind of being patient, as it was said earlier. And that's, fear is much bigger when you have a family to take care of, not just you. Let me dive into that. So I got an email. I'm going to disagree. I mean, I see the point because I got a family. I got a young family. I totally see the point. But at the same time, to not take those risks, to sit there and be what ifs, what had been, what if I'd been a baller, what if I actually rocked it? Man, I just think that I think it'd be a lot harder to go through and deal with the what ifs and what had I done, what if I'd actually taken those risks, what if I'd actually followed my dreams. And this leads me into this. I got an email today from a guy, and he's working over on the East Coast of Florida, and so D's, buddy, you gotta rock, dude. Go D's, go. And so he's like, hey man, got an opportunity with UPS. They want to take me full time, etc. Basically, my career is advancing in my job, but I've got my company over here. I've already started my company. I've already been doing landscaping, been doing properties, etc. And like that's what I want to go do. But when should I make that jump? And then I could lose my pension and this and that. And my advice to him was like, bro, just go for it. Grind. Work at night at UPS. And build your business up. And don't worry about any sort of pension or any sort of, because like one of the biggest things that would scare the crap out of me is being reliant on another company or a boss or somebody else who is in control of my future. No matter how hard I worked, I was still just a pawn in their system. That scares the shit out of me. Like knowing that I'm in control and that I'm fully accountable for my mistakes and my successes and my failures is a lot more reassuring, because in the morning I can wake up tomorrow an hour or two earlier than I normally work. I can work on my problems. I can keep on grinding. I can keep on pitching investors. I can keep on pitching banks. I can figure out a way to expand in the way that I want to expand so that I can tackle the opportunities that are coming to tackle. So moving on with that, I wanted to change some of the terms of our business this year. At the beginning of the year, I was like, you know what? We're switching it up. This is a good time to switch it up. This is a good time to change the terms, to tell your customers, hey man, we're going to switch things up because this is a big new year. It's not like, you can do that at any point because you run your business, and you run your life, so you can change your terms on any terms. How people deal with you, how people text you, how people contact you. You're fully in control of your own life. So regardless if you're running a business or not. So I want to change up some of my terms. What's in the back of my mind is, oh, well, is this a good time to change it up? What we got is kind of working. It's slower anyway. Should I push forward with those terms? And I had to sit down and do the Tim Ferriss thing. Okay, worst case scenario, what happens if you change your terms? Oh, you drop some business. Okay, well, that's bad because it's inside of a slow season, so you don't want to drop business inside of a slow team. Okay, well, what then? Okay, well, do you have other projects that you can sell? Can you go kick it in these other projects? Can you go kick it somewhere else? Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, we can go. Yeah, it's not a big deal. We'll be late on a couple bills, whatever. Pay some late fees, whatever. And then, like, how to return to my original spot? Oh, well, if we just change up our terms, we're going to be more profitable. And we know that season kicks in. And, yeah, we're going to be fine. We're going to be freaking fine. It's no big deal. So some of the terms I'm switching up are, like, the way that we deal with landscape contractors and the way that they order, or the way that we deal our payment terms. And so a lot of things are going to help us long term. Some of our pricing models, we're going to increase some of our pricing, and we're going to reduce some of our bottom of the barrel customers. So some of our guys that waste more of our time but make like that much revenue. And we're going to focus in on a lot of our higher revenue opportunities that come around less often, but we're going to really, really kick it on those particular ones. So to sum everything up for you guys, when you're sitting there and you're feeling the pressure and it's getting hot and it's getting deep and you're like, uh-oh, and you're trying to stay calm and you're like, all right, one, sit down and do a thought experiment. What's the worst case scenario? What then? And how do I get back to where I was? And when you rationally figure it out and you're like, oh, okay, well, worst case scenario is like, it's not that bad. Worst case scenario is like, it's not terrible. It's doable. No one's going to die. It's all going to be fine. Long term, we're still going to win. We're still going to accomplish our 16 goals. We might have to go around a couple ways around it, but we'll accomplish our 16 goals. That's not a big deal. We'll tackle these bears. That's not a big deal. And then you got to act. So you got to do something that's going to push into motion. So for me, it's going through my lead dominoes, figuring out what's my highest value opportunity, my highest leverage opportunity, and just shipping out work. So what can I do? What are old bids that we have out? What are old customers that we could have sold? That we didn't sell, things like that. And so like, think about those things. Those are some action things that have helped me out a lot. I think they will help you guys out. I got the ideas from Tim Ferriss. He is an entrepreneur, very, very good one. He's an angel investor. He wrestles with these things a lot. And so those methods have helped me out. So I hope that they help you all out. And y'all have a good evening. Talk to you later.